This is a Monday Night Mayhem, so I can talk about this. Do you know about the Misinformation Act from 2013, thanks to President Obama?
Actually, I don't know about this.
So they repealed, I believe they either put in or repealed the Misinformation Act, which didn't allow for the media to lie to the American people. So by putting something into this new Misinformation Act, from 2013 up until now, they have legally been able to lie to us. Legally. Look into
That's
it.
wild.
Look into it. So when people were saying that there was a problem during COVID, right? And there was all these people that were going, these are the fucking facts. And guess what? Those people were getting silenced immediately because guess what? The government could tell you whatever the fuck they wanted. They've been doing that. And guess what, guys? Guess who fucking put that into office? President Barack Obama. Who I quite liked as well. But guess what? He still did that. He still also put 80% of illegal immigrants away as well. Just want you guys to know that too.
I mean, but every president since has kept it though, right?
Yeah.
So then they're all culpable too.
No, I'm not saying they're not, Roman. I'm not saying they're not. I'm just saying with the misinformation thing. Okay, Muffler, I would like to look more into that then. If they can propagandize us. So then, yeah, that's the same thing as lying. When you have that video that we've all seen of all the different news outlets all showing the exact same point at the end of every broadcast where they say, and this is a danger to our democracy. They all say it. They're all owned by Disney and BlackRock and what the fuck's it? Microsoft. 3 companies own all of the ones in the United States.
Well, not to sound cynical, but how do you expect, and like I'm not saying that you do, but
How do
I'm
you
just saying
expect to control the
people.
population without all saying the same exact bullshit? I
That
don't.
wasn't my question, but that was my question. I was gonna say, how do you expect anything to change when, if you literally go on to Open Secrets, you can see that like 98% of Washington takes like trillions of dollars from BlackRock.
They all
Like,
do. BlackRock has money in every corporation in the world. That's not a bullshit
well,
joke. That's not every major corporation in the world. BlackRock has money in.
yeah, because
George
BlackRock is
Soros and other members literally said things like, we need to control the population, and here's how we're going to do it through the media. They have said this at the World Economic Forum on camera in front of the world, and everybody clapped. During COVID, they're like, yeah, this is just how we're going to control the populace through the media. Look it up. Everybody in the room, it's on the news. It's literally the moment from Revenge of the Sith. So this is how liberty dies, with thunderous applause. They're explaining how they're going to fucking control people. And the people in the crowd are just like, yeah, good job. They're not even listening to what this person's saying because they're so worried about what was going on in the world at the time. They're like, yes, we need to control the populace. We need more control over the thinking of human beings. Because they were scared. They were scared of this fucking... Ooh.
you got to
Monday
remember
Night
that
Mayhem,
we're still on YouTube, pal.
I know.
And look,
Let's just
I'm
say,
just saying,
let's just say There's certain people that said a lot of things that are on trial in multiple different countries today because of different things during COVID.
Well, I also will say too that
And Nazis got us to the moon.
I mean, listen, certain a certain, a certain president kind of instituted certain lockdowns and pushed a certain Operation Warp Speed. And I'm not saying you, Roland, but people were like, that was so unjust. That was so not right. But yet, y'all stupid assholes voted him back in again. So, what does that tell you? People are sheep. Human beings are fickle. Sorry. That just is what it is.
No, Roman, I think it really came down to the point that everybody hated Kamala. 75% of the country hated her. I told you this on Friday as to why I voted for him. Nothing to do with that. I voted for him because I couldn't stand her and for what she did to people that went through something that I went through. He actually fucking freed a fuck ton of those people that went through the same thing I went through. She did not do that. And I'm not going to make it specific on your channel about what that situation is, but you can understand why somebody in my position would not want to support that human being, right? You can understand that. You can understand that I would sacrifice like maybe one other moral just because I could not dare. Because I know you sacrificed morals to vote for that person.
Yeah.
If that person had been in office, so many other people would have been in worse positions than what I went through. Is what I saw.
You understand real politics. You can't burn the system down, so you have to put it in the right direction with what you can. Muffler, respect to you, but I just gotta tell you that there has to come a time. Like, look,
Muffler, you can join if you want, by the way.
You say that, Muffler, but what did the colonists do when the British were imposing unfair taxes on them? They burned the system down. So what the hell am I supposed to do? Because
Roman, that is completely different. That is completely, you can't, no. That is an empire that had control over this continent. We worked together with the native people of this continent to overthrow them. We came here to get away from them, and they followed us. That's completely fucking different. Everybody in America has come here to get away from fascist or empirical societies.
Homie, the National Guard is being deployed to 10 different states right now.
To defend people, indeed. Yes.
You know who else did that?
To defend people.
The British.
Roman,
the British did that.
Roman, do you know what else we did this? In the LA riots. You know what else we did this? On January 6th. Yes, the National Guard that gets deployed when civilian lives are in danger. You do realize that our friend Corey, who is gonna be a part of this National Guard, right?
And Corey, because I know him, if you go into a civilian situation, would step down immediately.
He would do his job.
You know what?
He would do his job. Roman, he would do his job. Because these men don't want to hurt people. They're there to protect people. They don't want to hurt anybody.
Protect them from what?
From the same way they had to get sent in during the LA riots and the same way they had to get sent in during January 6th. I don't know how you don't understand this.
They weren't sent in during January 6th.
Yes, they were. The National Guard was there. It's the nation's capital. They were there before. They were there.
You're thinking of the Capitol Police at first. The National Guard showed up when the rioting was dying down.
Right, well, they had to come in from like a fucking hour or two away. You're correct. But still, they fucking got it. They got there, dude. The whole point is that National Guard is deployed to protect people. It's not deployed for any other reason. You're thinking of them. If military police was deployed, that's martial law. National Guard is deployed for the National Guard was deployed for the Eagles parade. They were there. The National Guard is deployed to protect citizens. The National Guard was at the Eagles Super Bowl parade. They were at the Phillies parade. They were at the ring signing. They get deployed for important events and important locations in big cities where there is a possibility that there could be, because unfortunately we live in a world where there is a lot of terrorist activity, where there could be terrorist activity. Because guess what? Once America got attacked, we couldn't have open and fun anymore. We couldn't have any type of ceremony. We thought we could, and then the Boston bombing happened.
I'm not saying that you're...
So now for every... Hold on, let me finish. So now for every single certain type of protest or anything, we have to deploy the National Guard, because what if some fucker... Because we want people... This is freedom of speech. We want people to be able to have these thoughts and go on the streets and speak, but that a riot is different than a protest, right? So a riot happens when some fucking radical jumps in there with a bomb, right? We need the National Guard at these things because this is happening way too fucking often.
We want freedom of speech, but we want freedom of speech, but the president's saying that you get a year in jail if you burn the flag.
You should. That used to be a law. You should not burn the American flag, because guess what? So many people died for you to be here. If you want to burn the American flag, get the fuck out of our country.
First Amendment, Roland.
You shouldn't be, you don't deserve the First Amendment if you're going to burn the flag that my fucking family members died for. Fuck you.
You can't... You're not allowed to burn the China flag in China. You get thrown into jail for that.
Yes.
Same in Russia.
Yes.
Same in North Korea.
All communist states.
All communist states. All communist and fascist states.
Go ahead and try burning the English flag in England, Roman. You're telling me that you should be able to burn the American flag? Are you fucking shitting me? That is literally the freedom of... That is literally the embodiment of liberty. You're telling me we should be able to burn that flag? Because you're going to change the entire way I think about you right now. If you're about to tell me that it should be legal for you to burn the American flag. I grew up as a Boy Scout. The American flag is a fucking... You wouldn't have any fucking rights in this country if it wasn't for that goddamn flag.
I'm not saying that you should be able to. I'm saying that the Constitution protects it.
No, it doesn't. The Constitution actually specifically dictates that you can't ever hurt the American flag, and it shouldn't touch the ground.
Which amendment is that in?
All right, it's in the Declaration of Independence then, or whatever the fuck one of them was, Roman. It's there.
That doesn't hold any power. I'm just saying, I don't think that you should.
I think you're a fucking Tommy.
But technically, you are protected if you actually do it.
You ain't protected from me.
I also think that you should be able to burn a Confederate flag, and then you should be able to burn a Nazi flag. If you don't,
so can I burn a? Can I then burn a Union flag? Can I burn a Mexican flag? Can I decide that I want to? Can I burn a? So I can burn a Mexican flag. I can burn a Palestine and Israel flag.
Go ahead. I wouldn't care.
It's wrong. You live in this country. Why would you want to burn the flag of the country you live in? Leave, then. Yes, Roman, it's okay to burn a Nazi flag because fuck the Nazis. You live in America.
Could Rolo burn a BLM flag or an LGBTQ flag? Absolutely. And he should not be thrown in jail for that.
I would be, though. I would be, though. It'd be a hate crime.
He should, but he should.
I would be.
Should be able to.
No, but you, Roman. I really can't believe what you're saying right now, dude. It doesn't matter who the current government is in America. The American flag is way fucking deeper than any of that.
I didn't say the.
You should never burn it. It deserves respect.
Hold
it's
on.
the greatest country on the fucking planet.
Hold on. Listen to me. I didn't say the American flag. I was finishing my point about what Muffler said. So do not jump down my throat. I was saying that if
you're not denouncing the fact that people do it. You're saying that if you saw somebody burning an American flag, you wouldn't have a problem with it. If I was standing right there yelling at you, you'd tell me to stop?
I would have a problem.
I was yelling at them, telling them to get the fuck out of America if they don't like our flag. You'd tell me to stop? Because I would. Why are you here? Why are you here? If you hate us so much, why are you here? That's how we ended up losing so many people during 9/11, because you hated us so much. So why the fuck did you come here? And then you're going to burn our flag and disrespect us in front of us, who, like, by the way, fought and died for a lot of the rights of other countries, people that fought and clawed their ways to get their asses here because they knew that they would have liberty and freedom. And then you're going to fucking burn that? You might as well shit on it. You're burning down the idea of what America is, which is freedom and liberty for all types of people. That's the idea, and it makes me sad that there's people out there that want to burn that down. The idea, like, I want everybody to have the idea of America, which is freedom and liberty for all types of people. That's the idea. You're not burning down the country's flag. You're burning down the idea of it, and that should be fucking illegal. You're burning down the very thing that our country stood on, which was liberty and freedom for all people. And yes, that never fully fucking happened. There's a lot of fucked up shit, but that's the idea. That's what we're striving for. That's what everybody should be striving for. You're burning down the idea of it. And people have fought and died for the fact that, guess what? That you can get married as a gay man now. My mom can run a multi-million-dollar business, which she did.
That might not be a thing for much longer.
Roman, honestly, shut the fuck up about that. You just completely switched the subject. My problem is, it's fucking wrong.
Rolo, laws are not the same thing as social enforcement.
I know that.
Legally, it's allowed. Socially, it's fine to call it out. Speech restrictions are not cool with censorship.
I understand that.
I would have no problem with you calling a person out.
There's a double standard. There's a double standard, though. That should be a hate crime against America. I'm offended as an American who came from American immigrants who worked their asses off in the fucking Depression to make sure that my grandfather and then his family, who clawed their way out of the Depression, made sure that my mother and my father on both sides had good families, who made sure that they had equal rights, who would skip meals, who would not eat so that their children could eat. Those people who fought in wars, so and it's who bled and died for a country they were not born in because they wanted their children to have a life here. That is fucking disrespectful.
hate crime should not exist. You get stupidish like the UK laws, which make no sense.
And by the way, a lot of Native Americans, they're on the side of what I'm saying. They don't want the American flag burned. They had a say in how it was created too. And they had a lot of work to do with the 13 colonies and the freedom of America. Did other settlers come over and fuck them over? Yeah. But guess what? The 13 colonies and them worked very hard together to make sure the British never fucking came back. So why don't you ask one of the natives here, all you woke pieces of shit, why don't you ask one of the natives how they feel about the American flag and what it stands for? Especially around here, because I know a couple of them from around the Cherokees, the Lenape, things like that. So why don't you ask them? The family who's was tied to the Redskin symbol is still trying to get the NFL to bring it back because it represents their tribe. Muffler tape, not all of them are. And some of them want to be. And I don't mean want to be in that way. They need more land. I agree with that. I would like the entire Badlands to go back to the natives. I would like the Navajo Nation to be a full nation, but it won't be because these tribes were never connected that way. But what I'm saying is, I was actually on the Navajo land. They have the same. Hold on, they have this. I was in the Three Sisters, which is a very, very, very. You have to get special permission to get on. It's sacred land. You get special permission to get on the sacred land. I was very respectful. I had to speak to the elders. We had to be on the reservation. No one could really fucking be there. And when we were there, they were so proud of this country and this land. And I do remember when we were eating dinner at the diner that they had. Keep in mind, we're the only white people on there. It's my parents and myself. And also the film crew for The Lone Ranger was there. So Johnny Depp was somewhere. I just didn't see him. And so was Armie Hammer. But we spoke to our waitress. I remember my dad asking her, like, how she really felt about stuff. Because she was like, we don't see many people like you guys out here that aren't film crews and stuff. And, like, it's really cool that you're here. And he's like, well, we just love your culture. And, like, it means a lot to us because, you know, the natives were here before us and all this other stuff. And she goes, well, we love America. She goes, we just want our lands protected, but we love America. Like, that's how they specifically felt on the Navajo Nation. And, like, I have people around here like, dude, Roman, how many native people, how many people do you know from our high school when they changed our mascot from the Redskin were upset because they were like, well, I have Native American blood. What the fuck? Because some dumb bitch who was 1% Native American, when there's kids in our school that are actually like 20% Native American who loved the fact that we had the Redskin as our logo, like that got changed. And they were pissed. A lot of people were pissed because somebody bitched to a different township about it.
I mean, like, yes. I know people were pissed, but
I'm just telling you what I have experienced. I have been in almost all 50 states, and I've spoken to many different people everywhere. All of them respect where the fuck we're at because of what it means. I'm not talking about the current government. I'm talking about the ideals of America. The freedom to be able to do what you can do. The liberty to be able to do what you can do. The freedom to be able to have, like, no one, unless you're a fucked up person, no one judges the fact that my neighbors next door are a mixed family with a black husband and a white mother with 2 mixed kids. No one cares. And they live right across the street from some rednecks that have like fucking 6 cars in their fucking grass. Right? It's like back in the day, they would be completely opposites. They'd hate each other because you'd be like, wow, those are the 2 fucking races that are just like the redneck and the ghetto type fucking mixed family. That's just, but they're not. right? But that's what you'd expect. But that's not it. Because guess what? It ain't like that everywhere. Because I can guarantee you my neighbors are just as fucking pissed about it. Because I've known them forever. I bet you they would be just as mad because I've seen them fly an American flag. And they don't like Donald Trump. But they haven't taken their American flag down for the 4th of July. Because they respect what America is. What the ideal and concept of America is.
The point that I was making that Muffler said is that I would not stop you from yelling at a person burning the American flag because I also think it's reprehensible. But it's also like how I think that abortion is, reprehensible, but it's also legal. That's kind of my whole thing. It's legal. So, while I do not agree with abortion, a woman should
Yeah,
not
but
go
like,
to jail
so
for
then
having one.
if I can burn that flag, then I should be able to burn any flag.
If it's legal, yes.
But it wouldn't be.
That's
So if it's a hate crime for me to burn, and I'm not saying I ever would do this. I think it's wrong to do this to anybody's flag. Anybody. It's illegal to touch my American flag on my property. I could shoot you for that. But guess what?
well,
I'll probably get arrested for shooting you on my own property because that's been happening a lot recently.
yeah, that's your own. That is your own. That is your own, property.
Did you know
There was this.
somebody got arrested? People have been getting arrested in like California. You won't ever get arrested in Texas, and hopefully not in Pennsylvania. But like California, Jersey, Oregon, like people have gotten arrested for like people broke into their house. They shot somebody who broke into their house, and then they get arrested for killing the person.
Where, where'd you see that at?
Yeah, he's right there. Muffler tape's correct.
Where did you see that at?
Yeah, it's the duty to retreat in a lot of places. Yeah, it's your duty to get yourself out of the house.
You still haven't answered my question.
Roman, this is old. This has been going on for years. Like 7,
But
8 years.
I understand. But the point is that like when, cause like when
All right,
I
I'll give you
see
an
like
example. I'll give you an example. 2015 or 2000. No, it would have been 2000. Oh, it was 2010, 2011. Yeah, because Gary said 15 years ago. Because he had told this story before. So I'm just recollecting, right? It had nothing to do
sure,
with the topic I'm coming to hand with, but it actually does have to do, like he wasn't talking about this topic, but he brought up this story, right? Um, so he owns a comic book shop. There's a guy who comes in, he's super rowdy, clearly like got an axe to grind with somebody. He is trying to physically assault the manager. So Gary gets a call, and luckily, like, he was just, or no, he didn't get a call. He was in the back office. So his manager comes in, and he's like, yo, this guy's trying to fight me. Or she says, yo, this guy's trying to fight me. His kid's in the back room. So at the time, he was babysitting his kid while his wife was at work. And he figured out he can just sit here and read comic books while I'm at work. And this guy's causing all this shit. Breaks a glass case open. And at that point, Gary just picks him up by the back of his fucking pants and his, jacket and throws him out of the store, like into the street. And the guy called the cops. So when the cops showed up, the one cop literally told him, your son felt threatened, right? And he was like, yeah, I guess yeah, of course. Yeah, my son felt threatened. And he goes, good, because otherwise I would have had to arrest you. He's like, really? For protecting my own business? And he goes, yep. In the state of California, it wouldn't have been illegal. For you to actually lay your hands on him, you should have called the cops first and retreated. But because your son was here and you felt threatened, you had the right to throw him out of your store. This is 2010 in LA. And that's just a random story he told one time on a non-political thing. Just like, Gary, did you ever have to throw anybody out of your comic book shop? And he told the story. And he was like, oh, and by the way, the cops told me this too. I got lucky. Now, in Texas, and I believe in Pennsylvania as well, we have the stand your ground law. So does Florida. In Florida, they'll tell you, yo, if a motherfucker comes into your house, shoot him. Saves us the paperwork. I don't. You know what? Somebody comes into my house, send me to jail because I'm running at you with a German Shepherd and a fuck ton of blades. You'll be
Tina
very.
would actually kill them too.
Oh no, my God! Yeah, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't want to. I think the initial shock of entering my upstairs and seeing a German Shepherd and a man with like literally swords jump at you would probably be enough for you to just be like, what the actual fuck? And also, the layout of my house is so weird.
Yeah. I don't want to sound like a dick, but like your house is weird.
My
Sorry.
house is weird as
Like,
shit.
yeah. But I don't want to to circle back. I don't want anybody thinking that like I am pro American flag burning because I am not. I simply believe in the law, and the law should
I think there
be
should be
up.
a law that you should be able to burn the American flag. If you're here, if you're
Fair
in this,
enough.
like that should be a law. Like people fought and died for the just. We have a statue of 6 men that held that flag up.
Fair enough.
And
Fair.
our flag's on the moon. Like nobody else's flag is on the moon.
I just didn't. I don't want anyone to like if because I know that people skip when they do the playback for like stream and stuff. I don't want anyone thinking that I'm pro burning the American flag. Absolutely not. I have literally told people before that that's like a sacred sin to do that. However, it is legal.
Yeah, it's also
Unfortunately.
illegal to cheat on somebody, but I think you should still go to hell for it.
Just like
It
how
circles us back. I think you should go to hell for burning the flag of the country you come from, unless it's a fascist regime, which we're not. Okay, everybody in our generation who thinks that all of a sudden we're not.
not yet.
Yeah, you know what, Roman? They've been saying that since the 70s. Not yet.
Well, I mean, it doesn't happen overnight, bro. It's
You're correct.
about
It doesn't happen over one president either.
well, I'm just saying it kind of gets implanted as, an idea, and it kind of to your point about like controlling the masses. If the people become okay with certain things, then they can, push other things. And it's
Right, like the
like
fact that people are okay with completely hating white people right now. That's just one of the things that's totally okay. We've talked about it before. It's totally fine. You can make fun of white people as much as you want. That's all right. They just got rid of Cracker Barrel.
Oh my god. You're not one of those people, are you?
Actually, I am because the logo looks like shit. As
Boo
somebody with the
hoo. They
graphics,
changed the logo. Boo hoo.
they changed the entirety of the inside of the store, which looks like
Boo
shit.
boo hoo. Who cares?
I care. I
The
care the same way that McDonald's look like shit now. Burger King looks like shit now. Chick-fil-A looks like shit now. Taco Bell, Pizza Hut look like shit now. They all look like fucking little cubes. They look like prisons. Why the fuck? They all look disgusting. They don't look fun. It's not like, hey, I want to take my kid there so he can sit there and eat some chicken nuggets and slide down the slide like 3 times while he's eating them. Like, no, they look
I'm
like
talking about I'm talking about the, political side of it. I don't care. Who
it's not a
cares?
political thing. It's an autistic rebranding. It's retarded. Nobody had a problem with Cracker Barrel's logo. In fact, people thought it was endearing. It's an old school hillbilly fucking restaurant. Yes, you're gonna have an old cracker, which, by the way, is a racial slur for white people, which everybody's been fine with forever.
You want to know something? There are like diehard Trumpers that follow me on Facebook that said that the right wing's crash out over it is dumb because it is dumb. It is dumb as hell. It's funny, but it's dumb.
I don't think there's as much of a crack. I think dude. You know the Democratic Party's like legitimate fucking Twitter page said we think the Cracker Barrel change is stupid as well, right?
What are you talking about?
Look it up. Democratic Party tweet. They say that the Cracker Barrel change is also stupid.
That's AI.
No, it isn't.
Roland, you also told me that J.K. Rowling never said that the cursed child was canon, and she did.
Yeah, and then she went back on that in a different interview. Which
You're chill, Roman, on the flag. Rolo, part of it is globalism. Part of it is people don't have kids, so no need to have the fun factor in stores. Sorry for my generation.
Yeah, and that goes back to my entire point from earlier: is that nobody's having kids because everybody thinks they're fucking better than everybody else. It also goes in to show the entire thing with the fact that Disney have now put out multiple articles talking about the fact that, oh, wow, we really need men back. Well, you bought 2 men's franchises that you fucking pussified with Marvel and Star Wars. So you lost the men's audience. You bought those to get a man's audience, and you fucking lost them. Now you wonder why there's so many fucking men out there that are just sick and fucking tired of the way that the world is and the way that, yeah, we just get shit on constantly. And it's not just white men. It's not just white straight men. It's it's black straight men too. It's black Asian men. It's black Spanish men. We all get shit on. If you're a straight man right now, you're getting shit on. Because you're not good enough, right? You're not 6 foot. If you're a black man, right, then they're going to tell you that, oh, you should be doing this. Oh, you don't do that. You don't dress this way. Oh, you're not doing that. Oh, they expect a certain thing when they look at a black man. They expect a certain thing when they look at a white man. They expect a white man to be, making 6 figures and be 6 foot. They expect the fucking, the Asian guy to be the Asian or Indian guy to be a fucking doctor. And they expect the stereotypes, right? But then they're mad when you don't lead up to the stereotypes. They're like, oh my god, everybody's stereotyping everybody. But they're expecting the fucking stereotypes. So why do you think that women, 40% of women are not having children, and it's projected to be up to 60%? Why do you think that is? Why do you think that so many men are leaving America to find wives and then coming back to America with those wives? Why do you think that is? That percentage raises every year, and America's birth rate is dwindling, and you cannot have a strong economy or a strong country without a strong birth rate. And the main fucking problem is the social economics that we've created in this world the past since 2016, since they turned fucking CERN on. To bring it back to a Monday Night Mayhem. There's a reason that our demographics are falling apart. There's a reason that there's so much poverty. There's a reason that there's not a strong family unit that exists anymore in the United States. There's no incentive. There's no incentive for a man to go out and find a woman. There's no incentive because if he does, she's going to leave him for somebody else. She's going to fuck him over. And you're correct.
It could also just be because no one can afford anything.
And you're correct that mass immigration is not a solution to the lack of it's due to the lack of assimilation, right? So mass immigration is also not a solution because these people that come in here need to do it the right way and like become part of the country, like happened after World War II and right before World War II and after World War I. Like that was mass assimilation immigration, not just mass immigration. So like, and that's not even the problem. The problem is the American like people. Like, say what you want to say, but there's more like American women that are dying single because they have higher standards than American men. Like, dude, I was fucking providing my ass off for this woman for 2.5 years.